singles. Okay.
All right.
Ready? This script's been around almost as long as you have in Hollywood, haven't you? As far as you know, your career is concerned, you knew it with Lawrence a long time ago.
Right. I was aware of this script, I think, when I was making Silverado, and that's kind of how I built my career, was on what I thought were good stories and good scripts. So I always kind of sniff them out, you know, and it doesn't matter to me. In fact, most of the movies I've ever made have been kind of problematic movies in a sense. People either didn't want to make them or they were in turnaround for the most part.
I heard that a long time ago this was going to be Barbra Streisand and Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting. I think there would have
That'd
been a lot
be
of
great.
fighting there or something, but it would have been interesting.
Yeah, well, that would have been great casting, you know, I think. And so now it's Whitney Houston and Kev.
Yeah, I don't know who else could have done this in the ladies. It had to be really a legitimate singer. It couldn't be some actress that you're faking it
That's
with.
what I felt. That's what I felt. And you talk about the experience level, but you know, when you start to ask an actress that's well known, even a popular actress that you like, you know, enjoy, for them to make that jump, that they're that, you know, you always know in some way that it's an acting job. It's not. And because Whitney had never been in a movie, that bridge suddenly, it was like you were actually getting a more in-depth look at her life, you know, so she could take on it as her life a little
Yeah, I think, and you also buy the concept that she could be in danger or that someone would be a fan of hers because she's basically not playing herself,
Right,
but she
exactly.
is into a way.
Yeah.
How have you changed really in this 20 years? I was looking back at some old tapes. I saw an old tape we did of Silverado. That's been quite a while. How has Kevin, the actor and the person, changed since you hit town here?
Well, you know, we all change. We all go through things, but what's important is what's the same, which is my love of movies, my desire to be in good movies, to you know, wait for them, you know, and try. And that hasn't changed. You know, I've had to deal with things that, you know, certain instances you could only dream about because I could never imagine, and I got a pretty big imagination. So there are things flying in front of me that I have to deal with. But, you know, hopefully I've, you know, gotten smarter about stuff. And but my basic, the thing that drives me, the thing that's gotten me to right here is still intact, which is, you know, I believe in the movie. I believe more in the script than I do myself. You know, I won't be in a movie that doesn't have a great script. They know it. You know, they know. They look in the paper. They try to, you know, is this a good? You know, is it an action? They know it's not going to be action. They know it's not going to be comedy. It could be actually either one of those things. What they genuinely know is that it'll be a story. You know, that's kind of my relationship with an audience.
How big a deal was Dances with Wolves when you look back at it now for a career?
Well,
did it open a lot of doors, or doors
not
were
really,
already
because
open?
you know, I mean, there's a movie I wanted to do this coming year that, you know, the director doesn't think I'm right for, that I know I'm right for, and so, you know, I don't get everything that I want. Nobody in life does.
That's probably good too, isn't it?
Well, it is. In this case, it's bad. In this case, it's really bad.
Yeah.
But you know, that is life. You know, that's the way it goes. And I put my money into 2 movies right now that no one really has wanted to make. So, you know, you don't get everything you want. You know, they want you to do the thing that's certain and sure. You know, they know that people are going to like me in a certain kind of movie, and I like to be liked, but I also like to be involved with original stories.
Was there a single movie that you remember, the first one you ever saw, that changed your life?
Probably, yeah, How the Westers one did. You know, I mean, well, I got lost in that movie as a little boy, singing Birch Bark Canoe and Jimmy Stewart and Carol Baker, and you know, just the whole adventure of that. You know, and I'm not surprised. I went on in my high school days. I was building canoes, and when I graduated high school, I went down all the rivers that Lewis and Clark had gone down. So, you know, the images. You know, movies really should be about things that you'll never ever forget in your life. And when you can walk out of a theater and not care about the movie, not think about any part of it, then you really have, I don't want to say failed, but you really haven't tried. Because movies really have to be about something that you'll never ever forget in your life, a moment, a scene.
Were you or are you still a fan of movies and stars, movie stars?
I go to movies. I'm not a fan of stars. I'm a fan of people who do good work. But I go to the movies once a week. You know, I don't really go to premieres. I pay my $6, $7, whatever it is, and I go and I boo at the screen, or I say that was great.
Did you have a fan? I mean, somebody. I heard that you liked Stephen McQueen. Steve was a big
Yeah.
kind of a role model for you in a way.
Yeah, well,
Is that
he,
true?
you know, he's a kind of guy that did the coolest things, right? You know, he
did.
acted the coolest and under pressure and stuff. So when you're a kid, you're always going to respond to those kind of guys. But I responded to the Spencer Tracys and the Gary Coopers and the Newmans and McQueen. So, you know, these guys make up our film history of that traditional leading man who's kind of quiet and in the end says the right thing, does the right thing, and behaves in a way that we wish we could under great stress.
Nice talking to you again.
Thanks,
you.
Jim.
Enjoyed the movie. Thanks.
Yeah.
You working with Eastwood? Did I read that
Yeah,
somewhere?
yeah, I
What,
think
you directed? Who's directing who? He's directing you?